Good morning, Maria here, Facebook page owner of One Wise Life and the creator of OneWiseLife.com. Before we dive in, we're going to let some folks roll into this live chat. And if you can hear me, please give me some thumbs up and hearts or let me know that you can hear me. You know, we've been having issues this week with the sound quality here on the Facebook Live, so I really do hope you can hear me because today I'm inspired to talk about where you gain your power, and it might not be where you think it is. And I'm hoping that you find new perspective and inspiration in hopefully finding your power. Marcela Cañales here. Buen dia, Maria. Hello, Marcela. Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? Type in a quick chat. I can hear you. Oh, good. Thank goodness. I'm so glad. Okay, so again, my name is Maria Flynn. I am the creator of OneWiseLife.com and the Facebook page owner here of One Wise Life. While we have everybody rolling in, you know I can't dive into the topic too quickly because it takes a little bit for the notifications to go out. So we need a moment for all of that to happen. And while we're doing that, I'm going to share this with my Good Vibe tribe so everybody knows that I'm here. Give me just 1 second. Tammy Hawkins. Good morning, Tammy. Good morning, good morning. I have great stuff today, and it's not based on an article. It's actually based on major inspiration that I got yesterday. I was interviewed yesterday by the lovely Laurie Seymour, who has a Wisdom Talk radio show, and she interviewed me as the owner of One Wise Life and what we're doing here. And in our conversation, we talked about, or she referred to this time and space of the void and what happens in the void. And it nudged me to talk about this and how many people refer to this space. Some people, you know, I've called it where this time when people fall away from you. Laurie referred to it as the void. I believe Deepak Chopra refers to it as the gap. And I had this aha moment yesterday where none of us really give it a positive name. And really it's in this void or the gap that you have the biggest opportunity to gain power. So I wanted to talk a little bit more about that. Hi, Gina. I see your question about the link for the interview. It was just recorded yesterday, and as soon as it comes out, I will bring that and, of course, let everybody know about that radio interview. It was great fun to do. Okay, so where we gain our power. So we've been talking about personal development, the realities of personal development, and that it is not an easy road to travel, but it is the best road to travel if you want to incorporate positive change in your life, if you want to set the course for really doing what it is that you want to do. Sarah Elizabeth, thank you for joining me. You know what? It's fall. That's what it is. I'm answering your question. It's the fall. I love fall, and I love fall colors. It's my color scheme. Okay, so we talked yesterday about personal development and the realities of personal development and protecting your peace, protecting your energy, that it is not an easy road. I've referred to personal development as really having the commitment to change and getting through the bumpy roads. And as you're changing, things and people, habits and thoughts fall away from you. And in that process, when those things fall away, this is what Laurie yesterday referred to as this time and space of the void. When these things fall away from you. This is where Deepak Chopra perhaps refers to it as the gap. This is the space and time where I see a lot of people freak out and go back to the old ways because they fear these things falling away. And they fear it because what's fallen away isn't quickly replaced with something that they want that's new. It is literally this space and time of aloneness. Not loneliness, aloneness. That is the divine, the utmost divine time to gain your power. Don't fear it. Don't fear it. Because the moment you fear it, and you start to quickly fill it with other things, and the moment you fear it and quickly go back to the old ways, well then, the fact that you feared it is essentially allowing fear dictate the path that you're on. You're literally letting fear dictate the path that you're on. And so you're letting this lower vibrating energy decide your future outcome. That doesn't make sense to me. And I hope it doesn't make sense to you. You deserve better than that. You absolutely deserve better than that. So this time, this void, this gap, this space is, I want to give it a new name. I'm not sure what that new name is, but this divine time is where I experienced my greatest capacity to empower myself and to move forward. So how do we do this? How do we find the ability to gain? All right, so let's have this new perspective on what this space is. When things fall away, it doesn't necessarily mean when they fall away that you immediately need to fill it with something else. That's occupying time and space. And in this modern day and age, it's really easy to fall into that because we have social media, we have gadgetry, we have things that are constantly keeping us busy, constantly keeping our mind busy. So, and I see it in kids today, like they don't know how to sit quietly. They don't know how to be comfortable in just being with themselves, by themselves. That quiet space almost immediately needs to be filled with a video game or texting or what's going on Instagram or social media or Snapchat or whatever. No. When things fall away, doesn't necessarily mean that you have to fill it. For me, it is a time to really appreciate, learn, get comfortable with who I am in that alone time. In that alone time is when I discovered my truths. It's when I learned what I no longer wanted or settled for. Yesterday I talked about the more you got comfortable in who you are, in your values, you know your truth and your authenticity. And when you're clear on those truths and authenticity, then you also equally become very clear on what's not true for you anymore. And that's equally as powerful. But you're never going to know those things if you're constantly trying to fill this void in this space. You're not lonely during this time when things fall away. You have a divine time to get to know you. You have this divine time to rebuild. You have this divine time to be comfortable in that space. So the question is, how long are you there? And I think the longer you're there, the better. I really do. For me, this is why meditation can also be so incredibly valuable, because you are purposely creating alone time through meditation. You're purposely getting comfortable with that. I want to digress for just a moment, because in the meditation and in this space of time, this void or this gap, and whatever new name we're going to give it, we're going to find a new name for it. So if you guys, as you're listening, and if you can come up with a new name for this time and space, this divine time that you're alone, let's come up with one. It's one that's more positive than the void or the gap, as Deepak Chopra talks about it. So when you are in this alone time, this is a great time to, again, align with your authenticity, your true self, your real you, your real, true, unapologetically you. Then there's also a great time to set the intentions for what you want ahead. That's just as powerful. We can set intentions all day long, but if you're constantly busy, if you're constantly filling the void, if you're constantly not doing the other parts of personal development, in changing your habits, changing your thoughts, actively doing the things that you need to do to get to this new space, you can set intentions till you're blue in the face, but you're never going to really feel the results of that intention. This alone time is divine time for setting those intentions. In setting those intentions, Deepak Chopra has taught sort of how to, at least this is my takeaway from Deepak Chopra. This is what I've learned from him. He has taught how to and when to set those intentions. And I want to share that little tip with you, because this was very helpful to me. So in meditation every day, we create this alone time. Oh, Gina Sendiff, Soulful Silence. I love that. In meditation, we create this alone time. We purposely carve out alone time. And many people give up on meditation because they can't seem to quiet the mind, right? They can't get to that space. And I want to sort of let you know that that's okay, and that passes over time. Because if you're new to meditation, then you've never had a chance to listen to that inner talk. You've never had a chance to download all the information, all of the things that you have done to align yourself with the universe. So when you start meditation and all of this busyness happens and it starts to come down and comes through you, allow it. It does quiet over time, because essentially what's happening is you've never taken the time to do it, so everything's just happening all at once. And that's cool. Let it come through, because eventually it will quiet down. If you want to enhance your meditation and that quiet mind, one of the things that helped me was saying a mantra. And the mantra that I used was Waheguru, which is Sanskrit, and you can look it up, Waheguru. I very purposely chose that mantra, and you can look it up what it means for you. There's different interpretations for it, so you go with the one that works for you. But I chose that mantra because it was a different language. It was Sanskrit, and I said it in a rhythm, in a form of rhythm. So my mind was busy saying something in a different language, and I didn't want to screw that up. So I said it in a very rhythmic way, and by keeping my mind busy and saying that, it allows your meditation to be very aligned and quiet and focused when you're doing that mantra. Many times people use their meditation, and some people teach this and it works for some, but it doesn't work for others. So take note of this little tip that I learned from Deepak Chopra. Many times people use that meditation to set the intention. However, if you're new to this personal development world, if you're new to this meditation thing, sometimes setting the intention during meditation results in you worrying about how it's going to come about, because you haven't established the experience to also let it go. Because the power behind intention is also letting go and trusting that the universe will provide, however that is for you. So in our busy little mind, sometimes we set the intention and we end up getting caught up on how it's going to show up, what we need to do to get there. You get busy with the how, right? And I've said this before, of all the questions in the universe, how is the lowest vibrating question, right? The power lies in the letting go and in trusting the universe. I said yesterday, one of my mantras, personal mantras, trust the universe, trust the process. Everything happens in divine time when you infinitely and implicitly trust the universe. It comes when it's right for you. So sometimes setting the intention during the meditation is not the best time, because you get caught up on the how and when it's going to happen and what you need to do to get there. So my suggestion, and what I've learned from Deepak Chopra's teachings, is to use the meditation, to practice the meditation, to carve out quiet time, to allow this alone time. And at the end of the meditation, before you move on to the next part of your day, there is this divine transition of energy. When you are done meditating and you're moving on, what happens next in your day? In that moment, state your intention. In that moment, state your intention. And then go about your day. You don't have time to do it. You just finished your meditation, so there's no time to focus on how it's going to get done. In that transition of energy, transition of time between meditation and what you're going to do next in your day, just a quick minute to just set the intention, because your mind's not busy, your mind's not worried, you're not overcome with what's going to happen or how it's going to happen. It's very quiet. It's a very quiet and peaceful state of being right after meditation, where you can just let it out, state it, let it go, and then go about your day. You've allowed yourself to practice this ability to let go. Trust the universe, trust the process. So remember that as you're practicing personal development, yes, the road is difficult. Yes, it can be bumpy. Yes, things fall away from you. But it's in that quiet space that you recognize your truths. It's in that quiet space that you know who you are. It's in that quiet space where you no longer have to people please. It's in that quiet space where it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks anyway, because they're not there. Right? The people that will stay with you will support you however that is for you. That is a divine time. It's not lonely. It's an empowering time. And in that empowering time, to keep you in that road, to keep you on the path, meditate. And I'm not going to repeat what I just said. Go back and replay the live. But this meditation that I give you in terms of saying a mantra, and I gave the suggestion of using it in a different language. I used Waheguru as my mantra. Right? I purposely chose something difficult that allowed my mind to stay preoccupied on one focused thought and saying. And then right after that, state your intention. And then go about your day. In that quiet time, when things fall away, in that quiet time that you purposely create, are the times that are most empowering to you. It's where you gain your most power. It's where you strengthen your foundation in who you are, why you are. It's not reliant on what other people think, say, or do. It's you, unapologetically you. It's you aligning with your truth. It's you finding meaning in you and why you're here. Okay, that's today's live. What do we think? Did it make sense to you? I was inspired yesterday, and I had it just going through my mind the whole day yesterday about why so many people really shy away from this divine time. They fear being alone, and it's simply because they haven't practiced it. And I want to inject it with positivity and remind you of the power that it holds for you, and don't shy away from it. Trust it. All right. Maria Delgado says, love it. Regeneration time. Love. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is my color, isn't it? I almost came home with an orange sweater, and the lady at the store said, no, do the maroon one. So I guess she was right. Thank you, Maria. Gina Sendev says, that space is the real you, the present moment. It is. It really is. And so if you've never practiced meditation, if you've never done this alone time, really remember that this is a really divine space to empower you. Gina, thank you for that. It is the space to get in touch with the real you. Sylvia Taylor Jones says, you're in agreement. Be careful with whom you're agreeing. Yeah. Eva Ursano, good morning, Eva. Happy belated birthday. It was Eva Ursano's birthday on Sunday from Amazing Me Movement. Welcome back. I hope you had a wonderful time. I'm sure you're tan and beautiful. Kimberly Mann says, this is the power pause. I love that. Power pause. That sounds so much better than void and gap, doesn't it? And I never gave it a name. I always called it alone time, divine time, but I think it needs to have a better adjective to really know that this divine space empowers you in the greatest way. And we're here to we are powerful human beings, all of us. All of us. And we've got to show up empowered. We've got to. It's when you show up strong, then you show up healing, you show up helping, you show up teaching. You've got to gain strength in you to do that. Okay, Sylvia Taylor Jones again, it's a declaration speaking what of God already says. Sure, yeah, for sure. Nina Blackenberg, hello Nina. Yes, I need to learn to let go. I will work on this. Really powerful stuff. So, meditation, I wasn't sure what to share with you today, but I just had this aha moment, Nina, because you just said this, learning to let go, and you're working on this. You have to work on this daily. And for me, this is where the powerful affirmations are so helpful to you. I'm not even sure if Stephen Aitchison is aware of how powerful his work is over on Positive Life Affirmations, because he took the affirmations, which is a sentence, right? It's a statement that you say. And he took that and combined it with meditation music using the science of binary beats. He put this all together and all you need is 15 minutes. And he put it together in a 15-minute package. It is the most empowering piece of work I've come across. And I love that he did this in several different areas of life, from life success, confidence with men, confidence with women, how to be more positive, the law of attraction. There are so many areas, how to be more kinder and gentler to yourself, weight loss. He's covered all the areas that most people ask questions about. That to me is so tremendous. So tremendous. So if you have trouble with meditation, if you have trouble with finding this next step, all you need to do is carve out 15 minutes of your time to just sit in quiet and listen. So if you don't know how to meditate, if you don't know how to get to quiet, if practicing meditation is something that's difficult for you, then the ability to just listen to Stephen's work is enough. Just listen. 15 minutes. Listen. I love it. When I'm busy, when I've got a lot going on, and I have kids, so life goes like this, and there are moments that I know I need to meditate, and I go meditate, and my mind's just going a mile a minute, because I got to worry about things that are going on at home. I got to focus on the kids, and my husband's traveling, and who's picking up who, when, where, what delivery, what drop-off kid, carpool. There's always something going on. So as much as I practice peace, as much as I practice positivity, real life happens too. And I have those moments. And how brilliant to be able to rely on positive life affirmations in that beautiful 15 minutes of just listening. Does that bring me? I have a fallback. I have my go-to. So I highly recommend that. I will post a link to that here right after this live is over, so you have them. If you've not downloaded them, there is a free download. Please do yourself a favor, download it. Help yourself, support yourself, do the things, use the tools that are available to you that supplement you, support you, empower you, keep you on the road to success. You got to stay active. You just have to. Action is what gives you results. I've said that before. Okay, Ali Nazia is here. Thank you for being here, Ali. Robin Wilhelm says, the power of intention is allowing myself to letting go. I needed that today. Thank you. You're welcome, Robin. I hope that was helpful about that transition of time between meditation and the rest of your day to set the intention, because you can set it and let it go and go on with the rest of your day. It's that little every moment is divine, and to learn these little nuggets of information of how you can empower these different times in your life, in your day, amazing, right? So use that little 30 seconds. Set the intention, let it go about your day. Let's see who else is here. Anthony Centeno, I hope I pronounced that properly. What about, can you hear music during meditation? Absolutely. And in fact, there are meditations out there. If you're into the Sanskrit idea that I gave you, there is tons of music out there that incorporate Waheguru or different Sanskrit sayings or mantras out there that are set to music. I actually downloaded one and bought one that was set to music. So not only did I have to say it rhythmically, I had to say it in tune with the music with my meditation. So for sure. And I've said this before about meditation too. There is no wrong way to meditate. Meditation doesn't mean that you have to get into this transcendental mode every single time. The fact that you've carved out 15 minutes of time every day to do it, that's more important. To be consistent with it, that's more important. To fumble your way through it and stick with it, that's more important than to achieve this transcendental state. That's to just actively carve out 15 minutes a day is hugely more important and more beneficial to you than to be focused on worrying about how you're supposed to be feeling in meditation and that you're not as successful as some of the gurus out there. No. Most of you are out there just like me. Busy moms, you're working, you've got things to do. 15 minutes is all you need to maintain and achieve success. If you do more than that, if you achieve more than that, good for you. Do you have to? No, you don't. Again, why I love the positive life affirmations that Stephen does. 15 minutes, power punch. I don't have to think about it. All I have to do is listen. Simple as that. Okay. It's 9:54. I like to keep these lives between 20 and 30 minutes. I hope that you enjoyed today's live about this this moment of time where you can really empower yourself. If you're coming in just now, I highly recommend you replay this one, listen to it again. When things, people, habits, thoughts fall away from you, that is a good sign. Don't fear it. It is a divine time to gain your power. Don't forget it. All right, guys. I'll put up this link. I'm going to check out all your comments. I so thank you for being here. Lauren Jono, I just saw your name. Hello, my friend. I hope we talk sooner than later. With that, have a brilliant, brilliant Tuesday, everybody. Bye-bye.